stream of Skynet, and we are going to uncover this new ability for Skynet to work with Mode ecosystem specifically, and we have some special guests with us. And we have James from Mode. And James, are you excited for the launch? Because I think Prashant is going to pull the trigger on the Skynet side, but are you really excited for what we have to showcase specifically for Mode ecosystem?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've been speaking for a while now. You guys have built some incredible tech across the whole stack. So I'm super excited for us to have Skynet going live. And yeah, I mean, it's one of these kind of moments where once Skynet goes live, there's so much that can happen and so much that can be built. So I'm just excited to watch it go live and see what people create with it. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. And I think like it really opens a lot of uh, path and runway for a lot of folks who have been into the space and who want to
Hmm.
do it themselves, like because there is
Yeah.
a whole segment of users and like even people who have been trying to be in the space and try to create something on their own. I think that is something what Skynet has provided right now. And Prashant, like, do you want to chime in on the ability of Skynet, like what Skynet can actually do, and like what's the whole goal of working with ecosystems and working with Mode specifically, and like what's the experience has been, and like obviously synth as well. Like, would love to know like how what synth is from James and how we are working with synth specifically.
Yeah, sure, man. I think couple of things. So if you look at Skynet, like the fundamental around Skynet was like how we can make easier for anyone to build their own trading bots. Now the question comes in like, why are we even thinking about this? It's because we come from solution design background and we understand how system works. Now, if you imagine if you go and use a Twitter bot today, which are or not even Twitter bot, just any bot today, they will ask you to log in via Twitter account, and then they map your wallet address with the Twitter account, and suddenly it's a nightmare. Imagine your wallet is exposed to public, right, one day, and then and they know where you live, and that's what we were also discussing internally with the team. Like there were a couple of bots I was playing around, and they literally asked me to like sign up with my Twitter account and then attach my wallet address. I said like, fuck, I'm not gonna do it. And the reason being because I just don't want my wallet to be exposed and mapped with my ID, right? Because the moment it happens, you are now exposed to a lot of things and a lot of like the world in which we live in. It's not the place where you show off your wallet address, right? It might be fine when you are anon, but it's not fine when you are not anon, right? When people know you by face and when they know where you live and everything. And that's where I think Skynet basically plays a very vital role because it's yours, it's dedicated yours. You don't have to connect any Twitter accounts, anything like that. You log in via a simple Google account. We don't map any wallet address to yours in the Skynet. And then inside that, once you start deploying any of those things, again, it's getting deployed on Spheron's compute infrastructure. So essentially, what does that mean? Whenever you deploy anything on Skynet, it's dedicated compute unit allocated to you. So nobody even can get into that compute unit and try to map up your wallet address. And again, all of these wallet address private keys are stored in KMS systems, which we have again collaborated with, designed with Amazon and all of those guys, which are like heavily like battle tested and not and heavily secured, to ensure that there is a security in place. And our whole goal at Skynet is like make that happen like possible. And we don't want people to just map their my wallet address with and this again, Skynet is for people who are really serious about their profile. And I don't know if somebody is very willing to go ahead and share their wallet address and map it their social profile to it. They are free to go ahead and do that. Then don't use Skynet. It doesn't will make your life much more easier. But if you are seriously concerned about your own life, I would say I would not say that, but I should say this because its wallet is attached. Then Skynet is something for you, and that's what Skynet basically brings on the table. Um, Now coming back to how we are leveraging Mode ecosystem, I think we have been chatting with the James and their team. their early B team, and we have presented like what we are thinking around like what we are looking at the Skynet side. And I think the support so far from the mode ecosystem has been great for us because we were able to like get API keys and tons of other thing, and it was just we just had to like work on to integrate. So, and the second thing is like I think mode focus as well is that they are also like getting into mostly in the pubs, trading, and all of these areas, and synth is amazing job which these guys have also done around the data prediction on around the Tau ecosystem. I think that's if you combine it together with the Skynet, imagine you have a platform where you can build a no code tool, no code basically bot, and then you have data coming from let's say synth, and then you have perp or anything which is connected on mode, and also Skynet gives you a pulse. Yeah, I think the smallest trigger in Skynet today is I think around seconds or 5 seconds. So
Mhm.
imagine you can trigger and execute a transaction every second or every 5 seconds. We can lower it to millisecond as well. But imagine if you are like making a trade and you're building your own custom logic, you can just drag and drop and build it, right? And that's where I think the synergy goes into with this kind of, and then that's where we also want to like bring huge value for mode ecosystem builders who are looking for or traders who are looking forward to like trade on mode, and they can just build their own bots dedicatedly to mode.
And
Yeah.
what was the idea behind like synth, James? Like, why build something which is on like, if I could ask you on the first principles, like what it
Mhm.
really brings on the table, and any builder who is watching this and who wants to like go, and because we see a lot of builders like from our perspective as well, like from GPU and from Skynet end as well, like what was the ideology behind creating synth, and what does it really achieves via that?
For sure. So when we started really focusing in on like AI use cases within DeFi around a year ago, a year and a half ago, there wasn't that much like core infrastructure for agents. And we saw this like huge gap in like the data layer, right? So we started to go back to like first principles of if I am doing a lot of DeFi stuff, like I want to be an LP, I want to manage risk on a lending protocol. What data sets do I need, and what do I like? What's my thought process just as a user, right? And our goal was to think about how we can take those very simple processes and then create agents or work with teams to create agents around those, right? So it's more like an automation. Agents started as automation, and now we're starting to see like all this intelligence come into play. Um, and for DeFi, you need to make some kind of assumption about the future for a lot of actions, right? So if you want to set um, a position on Uni V3, like a liquidity position, you want to be an LP on ETH USDC pair, you need to set a range where you think ETH USDC will trade in between. And the tighter that range, the more fees you get and the more profitable you'll be. But if the price goes out of that range, then you might experience some impermanent loss and you won't be profitable. And yeah, you won't have managed your position very well. So you need to have you need to make some kind of assumption about the future. And there currently wasn't really, or there still isn't really any data layer, which gives you this understanding of the future of like what the potential futures could be for price, right? So synth very like it doesn't predict price. Synth is very much focused on predicting volatility and price ranges and like all the possible futures for price. So that it's really powerful within DeFi because you can use synth to understand, okay, what's the probability the price will trade in a certain range, and you can set your LP position based on this range. So it kind of gives this like probabilistic data about the future. And this is what agents need. This is like the kind of lifeblood of AI, right? Like when Tesla's training their self-driving cars, they're training the cars in these synthetic environments, and they're trying to, everything is like a probabilistic decision about the future, right? If X happens, how will I react and do Y? So that's what really synth is. It's this data layer which agents can plug into to get a better understanding of the future and make their strategies much more profitable. So yeah, the reason we built it is really like it didn't exist for us. And I've done a lot of LPing in the past and used like my own models. And yeah, right now, synth kind of started off as like this will be a useful tool for people building agents on Mode. Now it's grown to be like the largest quant finance data science competition in the world. There's currently roughly like $3 to $4 million of prizes being given out each year. So we've attracted like some of the world's best modelers who are competing every day for these prizes. So yeah, the data's become extremely powerful. We now have hedge funds using the data. We have numerous protocols trying to get their assets modeled. And yeah, it's just going to kind of evolve and get more powerful and hopefully be this really powerful layer for all the teams building agents on Skynet. Which to add like agents on Skynet will get access to synth. We currently charge for access, so it's a great opportunity if people want to explore the data to start building agents.
Yeah, and,
And
I personally also believe the same thing, man. Like if the right data is getting injected with the right model and everything and coming in, I think sky is the limit in terms of like what you can build around it. Either it's a short-term strategy, long-term strategy, or whatever strategy you are looking at. And I think that was
Mhm.
also the core infrastructure which I have personally faced like has been missing into the space, where we do have a lot of this data coming from a lot of other different places, but we don't have any data which is synthetic one, which is basically like people are competing to produce the right data set to get win, right? Or a right model to win. And I think it's gonna be the good coming days for the entire
Absolutely.
ecosystem.
And yeah, I think like we have to focus now that we have such great infrastructure. We have to focus on making really intelligent agents, and like the possibilities are kind of infinite, right? Like yeah, we've spoken about like internally a lot, we've spoken about like conditional agents. So when X happens or the probability of X happens, do Y. Um, and this is what I'm most excited about people using Skynet for. Like, for example, uh, when Trump does a speech, go long on Bitcoin, right? Or there's an infinite amount of possibilities and strategies that exist now, right? We have the infrastructure with Skynet to be able to build those out. And yeah, there's so much stuff like you could plug into any news source, right? From Grok or from Twitter, you can plug into just like an infinite amount of things. You can find interesting
Yeah,
correlations, causations, who knows? Uh, so yeah, very excited to see what people come up with.
yeah, I think
amazing.
let's get on to business then. And I'm praying to the gods of demo right now that we need this working. They're pretty sure it's gonna work, but
Come on, demo
like
gods.
So we have a god
yeah.
of demo. The like everyone has their own god, so we have god of demo. Whenever you demo something, it just doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, guys, come on, like you should not troll us or do all of it. It's a god of like demo. If it's up to him, if he wants everything to go live in a perfect way, or he just wants to screw us up. But to kind of like bypass his judgments and bypass his output, what I've done, I have already tested out few flows, so that I can show you like it really worked and it was working, and you can also take a look. But if I do it live, if it doesn't work, just don't mind, okay? Because it just happens. But yeah, I'm quite excited to show you guys like how what we have built. Again, before I show it, I'll tell you very high level glimpse like what exactly it does. it does a very simple stuff, because everything starts in a very simple way. Like the data ingestion also starts in a very simple way. All the theories start in a very simple way, and I wanted to keep here also the things more simple. Um, the way I want it is that I'll drag and drop. Basically, I've already built that, or you can copy it. It's copyable. Like you can click on duplicate and it creates your own. Um, and then I'm going like I already have entered API key and everything, and you will have all the things available there out. For Synth API, you can always reach out to the More team or even directly go to Synth, and you will receive an API key. But in our case, I'll show you one thing is like where I'm gonna swap my 10 mode to some USDC. Yeah, we can do vice versa, but that's something which I'll show, and I'll also show you like how it is gonna work in the entire flow and how it's gonna look like. Again, it has multiple dependencies. The reason I'm saying like demo god is because there are multiple dependencies. We are still working in early days of it, and we are making it more robust. So it will take some more time to make it highly stable, but we are getting closer to that. And then on the synth side, I've just built a very normal thing. It's a chat bot with a synth, and you just ask it like, okay, give me this one. It just gives you those data out. Now, what you do with the data output becomes your own intelligence, and that's which I don't want to dictate. So, okay, so it's your own intelligence, how you define those data, how you shape it, how you use it. It's all yours. But we are here just to show you what you can build out of it. Just to get started, I'm just going to share my screen, and the first demo is showcasing the swap. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
If yes, then please do let me know. Yeah. All right. I know my screen is a little big, so let me just quickly pull into this one like this. Okay. All right. So my app is already deployed, but it is gonna be like coming for you also the same way. I'll also show you after this like how exactly it will come up for you. But just to quickly give you a high level glimpse is that there's a Telegram. I basically built a Telegram bot which connects your Telegram to a blockchain interaction tool. And again, this is a tool in our Skynet. We call them tools. And I have selected the mode chain. I have passed my private key, which is my wallet address, and then I'm using currently Li-Fi for like swapping the entire stuff on mode. And then we used a parcel tool again. Parcel for non-tech guys. It's like you have the bunch of junky data which is coming in, and you want the right output. So that's what basically parcel does. It passes those junk into the right and structured output. And I'm just taking that output. I'm passing that output to the LLM, and I'm saying LLM that you know what, dude, just give me the transaction hash, and this is the message format I want to create this message format and send me on my TG. Okay. And you will also see the same flow which is happening here on bottom. So if the once flow will get executed, you will get this output here, and you will also be able to see what is happening in the log. Okay. And because again, it's all your dedicated compute, so that's the reason you are getting all of these things out of the box. So I'm gonna go on my Telegram now. I'm not gonna show my Telegram because there are a lot of things like information which are there. But the moment I enter something on my Telegram, which is I'm going to do now. Let me just do that. So I'm just going to do this. Let's see how it works. Yeah, so I had to just resubscribe it. Yeah. So if you see here, can
Yep.
you see guys here? I've done 2 messages by the way. The first message was successful. I can share my Telegram also show you. But let the second message also go in. So if you see here, this what is happening is like it got into this tool. It will then from this tool it will move to this parser one if it is successful. If it is not, then also it will go to parser one, but it will throw us some message which basically like says failed. Okay. So now if I can see here, my swap has been successful. Okay. This is the output which I'm getting here. If I go back to the history, I can see like what really has happened is okay. So I have entered this message and whatever it got into that, and it said like okay, in the parser I got this. This is the okay. So I swapped around 10 mode, which is like cost 0.028307 USDC, and the swap was done via Li-Fi. Again, thanks to Li-Fi team for building an amazing stuff there. and this is the output which I have received. Okay, so now if I click on this output, and you can also validate that like by going into this output, and this is how you basically can swap your, like you can build a very basic bot which is just swaps like whenever you type anything on your Telegram. Okay, now coming back to the second one. By the way, if you have any questions, James here, like how does it flows? Does it
This is
look
looking
good
good.
or it doesn't look
This is
good?
looking
It's
great.
bad.
Yeah. I'm still sad I
Yeah.
didn't get to see your Telegram
Okay.
inbox, but yeah, this is looking great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share that, but yeah, you can always use that. I can. But, okay, so let me just, because I have removed a few confidential things, but I'll just show you for everyone just to like show you how everything works. Because I just let me just clear a few things up. Yeah, fine. Can you guys see my
Yeah, we can.
Telegram now? All right. This is what. Yeah, this is what I have done. If you guys see, like I have done 2 messages here, and it has swapped me 2 things
Yeah.
in the real time, and you can match the
Perfect.
timing and everything. Okay, so so there is nothing which we are doing. So there were a lot of testing which I've been doing, like to see how everything works. So this is how it works. It's just simply you just put in, it just works. Imagine we just did it like hardly it will take you 5 minutes now to build any bot and attach to mode. It's that easy. Okay, hardly 5 minutes. Now you don't have to maintain a server. You don't have to maintain your team to manage it. You don't have to do anything. It just works on its own. And one more cool thing which I'm going to show it now here, which I was talking about, like if you want to trigger it in a very automated way, how it's going to look like. Again, I'm going to share my screen back. Is this one? I'm just going to go to marketplace.
Yeah.
Can you guys see my screen back again? Just tell me yes or no. Okay. So there is one more. So this is how the marketplace basically looks like. You go to Skynet. Once you are here, see if you have multiple bots running. But if I go to marketplace, there is something called synth prediction to swap modified, swap from Telegram mode. This is what I was using. Now you can click on duplicate. And once you duplicate it, this is how you will get a bare bone structure of like how it is going to look like. Now, if you see, there's a difference in between how it is been given and there is different in which I was showing. I had an LLM also in between. So you can also put your own LLM. Again, it's your own intelligence. Okay, so that's that's the reason I told that it's your intelligence how you basically make it happen. Now the second thing which I want to show you guys is like how you can essentially make this entire thing more robust. Okay, when I say that, it's basically like start tool. So there is a flow which I can build here now with the same flow. Again, I'll just delete it. Let me go back again on the Skynet page. Let me just create a new one. So there's, whenever you create a new one, there's something called start which you get. Okay, so this start is basically like the seconds. So let's say I want every second to go ahead to the mode which is my blockchain interaction tool, and let's say I want to select my mode and I want to connect it to this, and I can say like, okay, every second you execute this transaction, okay, which is say like, okay, swap or buy some token. Okay, so it's again, it's not natural. I'm just writing it
Yeah.
here just for everyone to showcase like what you can do. But once you do this, it will auto execute. So whenever I'm deployed, it will keep on doing. So let's say if I am building a DCAing bot, I want to DCA, or I want to build a monthly buying bot, like, which buys me some Bitcoin every month on my wallet and puts into my wallet, right? Just imagine how crazy it's gonna be. Like you don't really need to rely on a specific exchange or a specific app to be active and DCA, right? Now you can have your own bot, which basically does it, your own private key, your own wallet, your own thing. You don't have to rely on anyone. So that's one thing, okay? Which you can go ahead and build at scale with the scale on Skynet. Now I'm going to show you the second one, which I'm personally was very excited to see how it was done with the synth one. Again, thanks to the entire mode team, they have helped us to get the synth token. So we have built this. We built this very small execution flow. Can you guys see this execution flow?
Yep.
Okay. So again, this flow basically consists of the chatbot. So what this chatbot does is basically you are gonna like ask this chatbot here, I've not auto executed, so you can click on auto execute and everything and redeploy it, and then you select your mode because that's where we are like pulling our synth API from, and then there's a parser tool again. It's the same thing which I just described earlier, and this is the interesting part. Okay, this is a conditional flow, and a lot of this developer will able to relate this. In a conditional flow, generally you have to write if and else statement. So here you don't have to. You just have to say in a very natural language, if the BTC price is greater than let's say 105k, then true or else false. Now, depending on true and false, you can, let's say, attach swap me something else here. Okay, which I'm not going to do that, but you can do it on your side. But let's say I want to swap some token or something like that, so you can go ahead and do it. So to test this again, what I have to do is just, for example, I want to just write this. Give me the prediction for the BTC today. Let's see how it works again. Let's pray to demo god. It should work. If it doesn't, then I have to just refresh. Again, all of these things, whichever you are seeing here, it's a UI driven. So what happens is, like, let's say I'm currently on the UI, the browser, which basically ends up in clearing all my caches. But for example, let's say I have just ran it, right?
Yeah.
You guys might have seen it. It just went through. So it has just given me the execution of the price. Is saying that start price for today. Today is 16 or 17? Yeah, it's 16. So today is 16, 848 UTC. The start price is this one. The end price is expected to at around
For
170.
24 hours.
So shall we go ahead and short Bitcoin now? Let's it is. Let's see. Again,
Let's wait Trump to wake up.
Yeah, and also like 24 hours price prediction is like slightly downward movement. Again, price predictability is very moderate. So again, I think none of the things are like, as what James has told, is like there are a lot of people who are working around modeling this stuff. So you are getting the price volatility here. So moderate basically means like it's gonna be like not 10%, 5%, or 20% volatility. It's gonna be like very minimum. So if any swing traders are there, it's quite good for you to kind of look into and build this system around it and make it like make it more fruitful. Again, one more thing here is, which I want to highlight, which I have learned while building all of this stuff, is I think it totally, and James can correct me because these guys have built this, it totally depends on your decision making now. So now you are on a CEO seat. Okay. So either you say yes, go and trade, or you say no, don't trade. Now it's you. You have got all the data, you have got everything. If it goes up with that decision, fine. If it goes down, you are going to lose, right? So now, but the thing which we have solved for you is very simple, is you no longer have to go ahead and build these kind of things from scratch by writing like code and maintaining it, or even knowing about the codes. Now you can just drag and drop and just build it, and it just works. Imagine if you, what also James have just mentioned, like, let's say if I feed in the account of Trump in as a Twitter feed. By the way, we also have a Twitter feed here. Okay. So let's say if I go here and so there's a Twitter MCP tool, which I can go and feed into this. Okay. And I write a conditional statement that check if Trump has tweeted something around positive around Bitcoin or not. Right. And then depending on that, check into the synth data, what synth data is saying. And then depending on that, take a call. Okay. So now you have immense amount of possibilities to go in and build. The only thing which is going to stop you to build is to log into Skynet. So you have to go to log into Skynet and start building. Our team is always standby if you are looking forward to something cool and amazing for yourself. And if you're facing any issues, we are just a message away on Discord or email away on email to help you out in ensuring that you just build it. And again, one more thing, when you first sign up in Skynet, you get $5 free. So you don't have to like pay us before even if you don't like the experience, if you don't love what we are building at Skynet, don't pay us. So that's the reason we have kind of like built that system. So yeah, that's it. I'll pause here.
I wish I had this when I was
happy to have
playing
any
leverage
questions.
on Ethereum like a year back, and I lost like so. It's a joke in the company now. Like, so
Yeah.
ladies liquor and leverage.
Ladies liquor and leverage. I kind of like all of those, but whatever. Um, yeah, I think that I think like there's something extremely powerful when it comes to yeah, these thinking about these conditional trades or conditional setups, because like there is like infinite complexity you can add in. Um, I really like the idea of like when X person tweets, then do Y trade on some asset. I think that's really, really cool. And there's a lot like that. I mean, when building any trading strategy, right, you have to have a thesis, you have to back test it, and then you have to
Yep.
like actually set it up, right, and integrate it into your system. Something like that, when X person tweets, what's the impact on price? Their data is super easy to get. And it's all available and it's very quick to test, like, yeah, if that's a profitable strategy or not, actually worthwhile implementing. So, yeah, I think as kind of time goes on, we'll see lots more people building out these types of agents that might seem like really simple, but they can be like extremely profitable. So, like with synth
Yep.
and using the synth data, you can get like infinitely, you can add infinite complexity, right? But a lot of the best strategies are fairly simple. Like there was a period of time where Elon just tweeted all the time about Doge, right? And it was literally
Yeah.
like when Elon tweets about Doge, the price just goes
Yep.
up. And
Goes up. Yeah. True.
so having an agent to do that, like there were lots of people with those agents or with those bots at the time doing that. So like this really enables like anyone to have access to this kind of strategy, and to implement these strategies so much faster. And yeah, I think of like the combination of having all these tools and having like access to synth, which is essentially like a quant. It's like now being able to build like a mini hedge fund via agents, um, within like a few hours, right? Like previously, this would take a long, long time to build out. Uh, Now, people who don't have coding experience can essentially do this. So, yeah, we're going to see the emergence of like many, many solo builders, or solo kind of traders now having these, I guess, like agentic employees that act as all these different parts of the hedge fund for them. Like, so you have like the researcher, you have the modeler, you have the person who's actually executing the trades, the trader, all in one kind of system. And yeah, that's like the future. I just tweeted earlier today that, AI is going to be like the main trader of crypto, not humans, in the next few months, 12 months. And yeah, tools like this are going to make that a reality really, really fast. So yeah, super excited.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, because since you just mentioned about the backtesting and everything, I thought like it's the time for me to also unlock one more Pokemon with us is the Google integration and the other integration which we have already brought in. So now what you can do is like, let's say I want to do a back testing on certain model. Let's say I have, and this is what I have been chatting with a couple of my trader friends. What they have mentioned is that they have fine tuned their own models to certain extent on which they are like looking forward to like execute trade, and that's where we have given those LLM tools. Like you can have attach your own. So if somebody is like looking at trader and you want to put in your own custom LLM, please feel free to reach us out. We'll be more than happy to give you the support of that, dedicated. But just to show you like how you can do that, just imagine you have this Google Connect. Now in the Google you have something called sheets, right? So you can use that sheet as a memory, and then what you can do is that you can entirely create the entire flow of, let's say I want to create this write or append data flow, right? So now I can just pass the sheet ID, I can pass the range, and then I can input the values and everything which I want to map it into the sheet, and your sheet will become ready, right? And then you just add a formula into the sheet going back, and then you can start seeing what is happening. Let's say if I would have taken a call of moderate trade to go in, and I can just go back and backtest and see is that okay, was my trade was profitable or not, even though I have not executed trade, but I just wanted to backtest it in a demo environment where I'm not putting in a money, but I'm just testing it out. Like what would have happened if I would have just made those things. And then depending on that, you just build your own strategy, you build your own system prompts, and build your own call options, or like this is the time when I should just pull a trigger and my agent just says like go ahead and buy this. You can just backtest it with the entire sheet, and then you plug that sheet back into the system as a rag, and then let it basically like execute and follow your calls, right? How you basically behaved when something has happened. So it is just gonna be like you replicating your behavior, and then you are all good. Then it's like you trading the calls and taking the calls, and it's done. So this is the next thing, next phase of Skynet, which we are kind of bringing on for everyone, is the memory part, where once memory comes into the picture, then you can combine memory with the LLMs, and then also combine multiple data sources together to trigger something which you really wanted as you are making the call, not AI is making the call. Because AI should be like treated, for now it should be treated as your replication, not, you cannot rely AI on for everything, because your intelligence, your decision making power combined with the IQ of AI is gonna open a lot of doors versus like giving
And this
everything
is
to the AI.
also pretty key for like
Yeah.
conditional strategies as well, right? Having this memory. So if you say, when Elon tweets by Doge, that will keep running in the background, and then it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks until that thing happens, it's triggered, and it all works, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you can do it. You can basically put in the entire loop
I
Yeah,
mean, it
awesome.
into
helps
that,
with the
and
information
then you can
arbitrage per se.
follow
Like
with that.
most of the times,
Mhm.
like most money made is on the
Yeah.
information and time arbitrage. Like,
So the biggest, I'll tell you yeah, since he already brought it before, sorry to cut you off, but one thing which happened with us, so we have yeah, so these guys, they don't make money, like even we all don't make money whenever we make trade. But the biggest trade which we have lost was like there was a tweet that when Trump token was getting launched, and we are in GST time zone. So unfortunately, we have to like, let's say like awake till 4 a.m. to even do that. We tried our level best that day. We slept, and then at 7 a.m. of GST, he tweeted, and like the tweet went out, and we just could not able to execute it. Okay,
we were up like 6
and
a.m. So it was like, oh man.
yeah, and when we slept, okay, it's not gonna be happening.
Yeah.
So let's not buy the stuff, and yeah, just imagine if I would have
Aped in.
kind of at that point of time, because I did not had the time to go ahead and like build everything from scratch in the next 4 hours, 6 hours, host it, and then wait for, and again, you know, right, how Twitter works is like it sucks. Like a lot of things just sucks whenever it comes to when you start building these
Yeah.
things from scratch. It looks like 4 hours, but it never ends up in 4 hours. It's like a development
Yeah.
loophole which you
Yeah.
keep on going into.
Yeah.
So I think that this would have just solved our
That would
problem.
have absolutely printed. Like, sheesh. Yeah. I also was sleeping during that launch, and yeah, will forever regret sleeping
Mom, the
in
Americans
crypto. In
made money
crypto.
again when we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
sleeping.
exactly, exactly. I mean, like, it's one of those things where like it is just like way more optimal to use an agent for nearly everything. Um, because yeah, even if um you're increasing the yield by like a few percentage points, right? On a strategy, it's like, why wouldn't you have an agent running, right? I think another like big aspect which is often overlooked, especially for like smaller traders, is if you talk to any professional trader, all they talk about is, and ask them about their career and what they've improved at the most. It's rarely like that they've got better at finding opportunities. It's more that they've got better at, when they found an opportunity, they've got better at understanding like how to size into it,
Yep.
and how to manage risk based on their current, like where they currently are. right? What assets they currently have. And that's like something that agents can massively help with, is helping people manage risk, because we're all like super emotional as humans, and we do, like at the weekend, Punk.fun was going live, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much fun, I want to buy this. And that's not a very like risk savvy approach to trading. Whereas, yeah, pro traders, they build systems and they let those systems run, and then they optimize those systems. And like that's what pretty much every trader should be doing, right? They should be making an assumption about the market. They should find out the most optimal way to trade on that assumption. Like if they want to go long on Bitcoin, they want to understand, they should have the strategy related to their risk profile, whether they have, a huge amount of capital, or maybe they don't have very much. They might want to think about their leverage differently. They want to set up that agent to run that strategy and then just let it run. The agent will make the decisions on their behalf. It won't be emotionally charged. It will just run the strategy based on their assumption that they think Bitcoin's going to go up, for example. So yeah, I think there's a lot of power in that right now, especially as we move into this time in the market that's getting like a little bit more euphoric. People can, retail traders often get carried away, so agents can help them manage risk a lot better.
I think we have like a better understanding of how retailers work because we don't know. Like I personally don't know how traders are working, and but this is something which is like very very useful for all of us, like specifically the team as well. And sometimes I love about the idea behind creating Skynet is that like what's useful for us. Like even the
Mhm.
Pokemon bot, which is there, which sits over there, is really very useful. I was seeing a tweet today. Somebody was like, "Can somebody summarize?" Like responding. Main BD job is to responding to Twitter uh, and Telegram messages. And I was like, damn, yeah. And we kind of made stuff around that. So I think that whole DX, that leverage, is fulfilled via Skynet, and I think that's what the ideology was behind it initially. Like we wanted to put out, but as we are coming on our 45th minute mark, so this is more of chill time where you wanna like I know this is launch stream, so yeah, I would not
Mhm.
suggest you guys to chill out on anything else. But let's focus on like what people can do and what people can do via Skynet and what you envision uh, James and Prashant respectively, and like what users should be really excited about.
Yeah, I can jump in. So I think that like we've seen so many great tools come onto the market to interact with AI, and now like we're starting to see people have more structured and more practical applications of these different tools. And so the best thing to do is just to test out, like make an assumption about the market or about something, and then test out how to build an agent around it. It can be super simple, you can add complexity in later, but the goal is just to get that thing working, and you'll be ahead of like 99% of people. And yes, Skynet enables you to do that, from very simple strategies to more complex things. Um, Try and build like, yeah, your own mini hedge fund, right? And that's essentially what I'm super excited to see with this. And yeah, excited for people to interact with Synth. I'm excited to have more builders within the mode community. Yeah, it's going to be cool. If you got any crazy ideas, then let's go.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think from our side again, it's very simple. Is that for the whole concept of Skynet is to bring usability and make it more user UX friendly for the entire crypto native folks who were I would say this is like who were not aware about how things can move. Now they can. because they now don't need to learn coding to achieve something, or they don't have to pay Replit or any other companies to go ahead and like build their agent and just manage it. But here you can, whenever you feel like your strategy is not working out, just swap 2 blocks here and there. It's like Legos, right? So the moment you start placing them in a right way, you optimize your workflow and you optimize your transaction flow, and that's what it basically brings onto the table. But few things which I want to emphasize also with the Skynet is that it's completely secure in terms of like whenever you put a key or anything like that, we are going to put that KMS and all of those things also in front of all the users so that they have more comfortable. But that's one thing. Second thing is that it's your compute. You don't have to share or map your wallet address with anyone else. Again, I'm saying this because a lot of people don't take it very seriously. Start taking it very seriously because it matters a lot when you travel to different countries, when you travel to different places, and even in your country or the place where you live in. So there are a lot of bad actors there in the market who can trace you down and find out something which you might not willing to share with them. So keep your wallets and everything secure by Skynet while you're doing everything. And the reason it is yours because every compute unit, whenever you deploy a framework, like basically a bot, it's your own dedicated compute in which it is even we don't have your access. We don't know what is happening behind. So that's the reason we have to given you all the loggers and everything so that you can take a look into that and you don't come back to us by asking that okay what is happening, because we can't do that. We can only see if your instance is up or not, if those things are like infrastructure stuff but not inside what is happening. So to close that up, looking forward to more creators building around the mode and synth ecosystem. Come and join us. We'll be more than happy to help you out to build backtesting pods. We can help you out to build. We can also get you the synth API access from us if you're willing to like use synth for a lot of other. I highly recommend everyone to go and use it. You can either reach me out, you can reach more team out, anyone. Like we'll pass your info to the team to like I'll connect you guys together to like ask them for the synth APIs and data access and yeah, and then and one more thing, I think Mode is also coming along with is the pubs and everything. So I'll be more than happy if any traders like willing to go ahead and build something there. We'll be more than happy to build those dedicated marketplace bots, which people can just simply copy and launch their own. So yeah, that's it from my side on the scanner side.
Damn. This is, and for anybody who's watching, I think the Mode team and Spheron team is always there to support you. So build anything on Skynet and Spheron and Mode, and up to the next episode. Thank you so much for joining in, guys.